I run down crowded space according to some conditions substandard. The grassroots live and they die hard. While some call it home, others call it slum. Physical lack of resources cannot be minimized. Bowing to thugs and drug bosses is a daily exercise. Ignored by government, subject to every abuse, but too many using ghetto as an excuse. So when the universal education, everyone has access. Look how Jamaica raise some love until right the stairway to success. But some only caught up in name brands. Their lives do have no focus. Black man, take a look in the mirror. Who keeping who at the back of the bus? The same ones who swear that they're struggling and how poverty is hell. Have 3 cell phone from me mobile and an F2 from Digicel. So do the ghetto with reality. If you look around, you will find living in the ghetto of our mind. When the done becomes the Messiah, and to him loyalty is blind. Where trap it in the ghetto of our mind.
To the Lord, to the Lord.
Aye, 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 aye. Babylon, it's nice to blame Babylon. Demand the system, the pigs and them police. Long abandoned, the mantra is rebellion. That fight for survival could never cease. Even more than the carnal are the scars of the mental rape. Somebody always dead in a canal. Lord, you want to escape. Though I see the blacks through the music. Escape poverty chains, but how they spend their wealth still leave we in pain. For when I take a look at MTV, Jay-Z and Diddy is king. But when I scrutinize the videos, the little black girls they're exploiting. I know success depends on marketing and the music business real fierce. But why them girl have to show the neighboring and how all the patent place stairs? So all who want to blame Massa and that monster called Babylon, who keep promoting the passa, who really keeping the black man down. So do the ghetto is reality, and the burden could bend your spine. Living in the ghetto of our mind. All who fall for Jay-Z, big pimpin', and for his Yankee dollars will whine and whine and whine.
To the Lord, to the Lord.
More crime, there will always be more crime. Once the nation wealth not trickling down, how can a land so rich exporting crude oil and fish still has so much pothole and shanty town? In the void of no leadership, young gang and gang leaders bloom. Some may question the hero worship, but nature hates a vacuum. In this land of double standards, where we embrace the Robin Hoods, as the line become blurred between bad and good. For when the police held the stepfather who rape and kill little hope, I felt the rage of the wrath of the mothers who beg, send him over and break the road. But we have a cold-blooded killers run to protect them, because when they kill victims. Of course there are victims. Those who lack the skill to ever come out. Tired from frustration, mired in stagnation. Evolution is what life is all about. Hear me? So if you're born on the beat town, don't let that be your Waterloo. It don't matter where you come from, but where you're headed to. You could take a man from the gutter, but it's sad on the other hand when you cannot take the gutter from the man. Listen! So all who may want to scorn me because I born behind the bridge, tell them yes, I was born in poverty, but that has been my privilege. I will be the first to admit growing up there was plenty stress, but I've never been poor in spirit, and with talent I'm doubly blessed. I never use ghetto as an excuse to engage in violence and crime, cause I refuse to be a human refuge sinking in a quicksand of slime. So though the ghetto is reality, even some of them with some soul refined, living in the ghetto of their mind. More than a space, a place, a location. If to that mindset you are resigned, you're trapped within the ghetto of your mind. Hey, hey. Oh, boy.
Sounds of the Queen singing Sandra, Ghetto of Our Minds. Yes, Queen singing Sandra is telling you ghettos of our mind. I'm DJ Marish, and I'm coming to you live and direct from my bunker here in the Republic of St. Paul, St. Kitts. Yes, you got it right. I am back in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Lovely weather here in our beloved Federation. And you know, it's amazing. It's great to be here. I do not know if here great to have me, but it's great to be here. And I want to thank all you good people who has been reaching out to me and welcoming me back home and sending all kinds of greetings and condolences to the family from the passing of my sister there, Sister Sylvia. But you know, normally, you know, after I drop a track, I would just move straight into Dwyer's commentary and stuff like that. But before I do that this evening, I was hoping that I could drop another track there from my boy, the mighty Swallow. But I'm wondering if I should just leave that until later, or should I do that now? I think it's appropriate that I just go ahead and drop that track because I've been following some things online there, and it appears as though we lost our good citizenry by some of our beloved citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I just want the people to understand, you know, it's my country first, and then man. I am not here to worship any man or woman. I am here to represent our beloved Federation of St. Kitts Nevis to the best that I can. So let me drop that song before I come back and I do the rest of my wrap up and getting things together before we get going. So let's drop this track here by the King Swallow. For the beloved Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and all citizens at home and abroad, regionally, and in the diaspora, this one is for you.
I am not here to ridicule, not to Get up and show the world where you stand. I never sing anti-government song and cross the country where I belong. It is my country first and then man.
Yeah, man. It's all about the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. My good people.
I realize that some will disagree, but don't vex with me, it's just what I see for my philosophy. So don't be the hands to destroy and hurt. Though tough it might be, let your country first be first. It is the duty of everybody to defend the country's right. The recollection of my ambition to defend it all my might. Don't mess with our freedom, don't mess with our land, don't mess with the future and stop production. The emphasis is not who, but how much we can do. It all depends on me and you. Let me hear you sound your voice for the land. Get up and show the world where you stand. Now the country needs you more than before. Where you want to stifle the country for? I hate anything that resembles corruption. I hate anything that resembles depression. I hate anything that will make this country fall. So rise and shine when the country's duties call. Get up and sound your voice for the land. Get up and show the world where you stand. I never sing anti-government song and cuss the country where I belong. It is my country first and then
You
mine.
got that right. Yeah, man.
Hope you understand now I state my case. It is obvious, it is all of us, and we have to make this to propel the country to its height with combination of plenty tact and fight. Some people do not decide to help, but they sit and lime every day. They all intention to squeeze the nation and obstacles in the way. But late in the future, we must be the pinch. If we let this country go down inch by inch, we must keep the country on wheel and have the entire engine running still. That's how I feel. Let me hear you sound your voice for the land. Get up and show the world where you stand. Now the country needs you more than before. Where you want to stifle the country for? I hate anything that resembles corruption. I hate anything that resembles depression. I hate anything that will make this country fall. So rise and shine when the country's duties call. Let me hear you sound your voice for the land. Get up and show the world where you stand. I never sing anti-government song and cuss the country where I belong. It is my country first and then mine. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Sounds of the Man Flying Swallow, and that one is called My Country First and Then Man. My good people, as the conversation continues from last Wednesday, man, I got so many phone calls last Thursday. I did not know that some of these people had my number, but as you know, social media these days, you can get access to anyone you wish to get access to. But before I get into the conversation, I know some of you might be just scrolling the web and run into us and do not know what this podcast is all about. So before we get into the meat of the matter, let me just drop this ad so that for you first timers, you will know what this podcast is all about. But before I drop my ad, I just want you guys to know, I am happy to be back in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Happy to have my island purified water. Going down so good. chill and nice, you know. I want to big up the good people there at the Island Purified Water, Main Street, Nottingham, St. Kitts. The good water people. The man, Brother Powell and his team, they want to thank them for continuing to keep the DJ hydrated when he's in our beloved Federation. Went by there yesterday, pick up my water, run into Brother Powell, had a little conversation. So, Brother Powell, it's love every time, eh? Stand by for that.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Marishall's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishall. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Marishall, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishall. Log on.
Yes, and you heard it right. Each and every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. local time in our beloved Federation. DJ Marish is here, beating the vibes and talking the things and looking forward to your conversation. Now, let's take a quick run across to our sister island in Nevis and hear what my brother Carbo have to tell us over there in the village Fountain area to be exact.
Cabos, located at Fountain Village in Nevis, is the go-to spot for your Saturday treat. Tantalize your taste buds with his delectable Cabos Delicacy Goat Water. Or, if you prefer some soul food, then Cabos Punji and Fish is definitely the way to go. Call ahead and reserve at 869-663-9694. Then make your way over to Cabos and enjoy the vibrant atmosphere while you savor your delicacy. Cabos, we are not changing, we are only improving.
Food all over, food all over, you got the food all over.
Yes, you heard it right, Brother Carbo have the food all over the island of Nevis, but you also can taste some of that food in St. Kitts because Carbo has opened up his business federation-wide. All it takes is a phone call in advance and let Carbo know you need your tasty foods, and Carbo will definitely accommodate you. Just let him know that DJ Marisha sent you. Also want to send some belated love to Brother Carbo. I understand he had an event there at his place for his late brother Pabby, 10th anniversary of his passing. Brutal killing, I understand, was shot. I would hope that our federation cease and desist from these criminal activities for a much longer time. I understand that we was on the 6 months of no major crime in the federation, and then we had some activities in my absence. So I pray that that was the only one, and we continue a successful 2025 crime-free. My good people, let's take a quick listen to what Sister Carmen of Carmen Caterers have to tell us.
Girl Sandra, you know where you can find nice fresh local food 7 days a week, one provision and all kind of thing. Girl, where? Right down there by Shellings, by Carmen Catering Services. Girl, she opposite the bus stop. Girl, and she also cater for weddings, parties, anything you want to cater for, funeral and all. Girl, and trust me, you're gonna enjoy the food. And she also selling bites and Sundays. Opposite the car shop, right down the main road. Girl, you could call 665-1494 or 663-6005 to order your food or go and pick up your food. Girl, the food that is finger licking and you get your money worth. You ain't want nothing better than that.
That's for sure. Sister Carmen is right there, surely in downtown Bastia, right opposite the West Ferry Terminal there. And from Monday to Saturday, midday until about 5. You also can find Sister Carmen on a Sunday over there in the bus stop there opposite the Agawa shop there in Boyd's Village. Just let her know DJ Marisha send you. And you know, Sister Carmen is something else, you know. I'm in the US and I figure, boy, I miss Good Friday in St. Kitts. I'm not gonna get any conky. I came back and Sister Carmen had this conky. It's like a double conky she gave me there. Still fighting with it, but lovely conky made by Sister Carmen. So I want to thank Carmen for being so considerate and making sure that I feel a piece of the Easter blessings here in our beloved Federation. So let's take a quick listen to my boy, Brother Daniel there of the Hydro Farm there over there in Queen City, Nevis.
Welcome to Strategies for Business Success, right here on 2020visionradio.com and on 102.1 FM with business development advocate Daniel Arthurton. Each week, Danny will build on a foundation to ensure your success in business. Being in business can be daunting, and Strategies for Business Success can help you avoid the pitfalls. Join Danny right here on 2020visionradio.com, on 102.1 FM, and on your other social media platforms every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. That's right, Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. The time and place for your business dreams to come true.
Yes, man, I also want to touch my boy there, Banky, and the man there, Brother Market Trust, and for there, and Nevis, the man Jeff Pemberton, the man Mikey Slack. Hope you guys are doing well there. My sister, Pastor Brown, hope all is well with you. Drop here, hear what my boy Malvin Gums of the Spectrum Band from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands have to say about us. I also got to hail up my big friend there in Nevis, you know, over there. The culture of my bar there by the mango tree, Sister Loretta Tyson, how are you doing? Hope all is well with you. I haven't seen you in a bit. Look forward to checking you out in the not too distant future.
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're listening to DJ Marisha, playing you the best in Caribbean music.
You got that?
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're locked into DJ Marisha. Keep it locked.
Right there. Coming at you. And my good people, without any further ado, let's jump right into Brother G.A. Dwyer Astafan's commentary for today, because we're going to be beating, like I said, from last week. We're going to continue this conversation. Lots to talk about, my good people. Keep the conversation clean. An honest opinion is all I ask. Just keep it clean. Respect each other.
Greetings. While we are saddened by the recent homicide of Nurse Pitt, which is the first homicide for the year, and let us hope our last, I think it is only fair that we commend the Drew administration and our national security agencies for their success in the prevention and control of violent crime thus far for the year. But it is not only government security agencies that have been engaged in this effort. The Ministry of Health, Ministry of Social Services, and other government agencies have been involved significantly in social intervention efforts, which are absolutely essential, along with the criminal justice intervention efforts, to achieve success in this mission to curb crime. In addition, we have a proactive and fearless Director of Public Prosecutions, who seems to be unrelenting in his mission to clean up and make a positive difference in our country. And what is very heartening is that he seems to have a lot of support among the public. People want him to succeed because they know the difference between the consequences of his success or his failure. And success is better for them and better for the country. But there are also other folks who don't wear uniforms or black suits, who are playing a crucial role, quiet heroes in this battle. I'm referring to a small number of amazing human beings and patriots who are doing great work at ground level, not for pay, and working to make sure that the right things are said to the right people that the right channels are opened and stay open. It's a beautiful thing, and it represents a progressive change in direction from just a few years ago. And with all of these energies working together, the criminals have become short on oxygen and limited in movement. For the time being, fingers crossed. And I'm told that other crimes are down as well. So far, so good. Meanwhile, just like opposition politicians love to criticize and ridicule those in office on matters of crime, I think this is a good opportunity for the opposition politicians to show their maturity and sincerity by complimenting the Drew administration and the security agencies and the members of the public who are working in tandem to achieve the success that is so patently visible to all of us. Meanwhile, however, I want to see more energy directed at preventing and prosecuting white-collar crime. What is white-collar crime? It is non-violent crime. Examples: fraud, bribery, embezzlement, cybercrime, tax evasion, cheating customs, cheating social security, abuses and corruption in public office, and so forth. I said they're non-violent, maybe non-violent physically, but there are violations against the people of the country, and they can cause physical violence. For example, if you cheat me out of a house and a home, and I retaliate by doing damage to you, or to someone close to you, or to your property, your act has caused me to be violent. I'm not justifying my violent reaction. I'm just explaining what can happen. And even where it does not cause physical violence, white-collar crime does cause deep emotional, social, economic, and political damage to individuals and to societies. Worse so when the crimes are committed by powerful and influential people. You see, crime is contagious, and when people in high places are or appear to be lawbreakers, this breeds contempt for the law among the general populace. It breeds cynicism towards leaders. It breeds hostility towards law enforcement persons, and it diminishes people's respect for and trust in our nation's institutions. It breaks down the fabric of society if it goes unchecked. Now, I say all of that to say this. The practice in the past has been that only blue-collar criminals have been pursued and brought to justice and locked away in the jail. Our justice system has been a reflection of a class system. Jail is for the man who steals the Vienna sausages, but the businessman who cheats customs, cheats his employees, cheats his customers, he goes free. He has friends in high places. And not only is the criminal businessman free, but he's also powerful, because in many cases, cheating customs, cheating inland revenue, cheating SCELEC, cheating workers, and cheating customers is not all the crimes that he commits. He also bribes people in decision-making positions. He's a contaminant to society. Do you see the extent of the damage that he does to the whole society? Yet he goes free, while the young man who's found with a gun gets put away for 40 years. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no sympathy for people who illegally possess firearms. None at all. But while that young man gets locked away for 40 years, the crooked businessman and all of those with whom he's criminally involved, they walk free. Ironically, it is quite possible that the gun which the young man possesses illegally, the gun which helped to put him in jail for 40 years, might have entered the country in the businessman's container. I'm not seeking sympathy for the gunman. Don't get me wrong. I am calling for equal energy and force to be applied to white-collar crime as is done in the case of violent and so-called blue-collar crime. I want to see and feel the commitment of decision makers in the country to clean up crime, blue, white collar or no collar at all. When we see the evidence of that commitment, then we will know that we are really on the path of righteousness as a country and progressing on a sustainable path. There are high-profile characters in this country who are notorious for cheating. None of them goes to jail, and they're the most sanctimonious people in the world, in the front of the church, singing louder than anybody else. All the cocktail parties, all the big shot events, VIP this, VIP that, cutting style on poor people, nothing thief and bad. So there needs to be balance and equity in the administration of criminal justice in this country. Justice must be truly blind to who you are and your station in life. Imagine if under our citizenship by investment law, Mr. Wong, a made-up name, Mr. Wong attempts to or actually bypasses paying the minimum investment for citizenship. You know what his penalty is? A $10,000 fine, and he can be blocked from the program. He's robbing a whole country, you know, robbing a government. Who do you think is a bigger criminal? Him or the one who is given 6 or 9 months for having more ganja in his hand than he should? In fact, is the one holding the ganja a criminal? That's for another time. Who is the bigger criminal? You are dead right if you say it is Mr. Wong. Remember I told you of Mr. Wong who robbed the CBI? Mr. Wong is the bigger criminal. Let's move from Mr. Wong to Mr. Public Officer under the Integrity in Public Life Act. If you are an official who falls under this act and you are found guilty of any of the abuses listed under the act, you are liable to pay a fine of up to $30,000 and or to go to jail for up to 5 years. That is ridiculously low. You are one of the highest public officers in the country. You abuse the public office, abuse the public trust. That is the ultimate act of disrespect and contempt towards the people of the country. The fellow with the gun gets 40 years. You with the machine gun, the nuclear bomb of misconduct and corruption, which you unleash on the population, you get 5 years. What kind of justice is this? In order for the Integrity Commission to be effective, it must be left alone, and it must be properly resourced. It must also enjoy full cooperation from other government agencies. In this regard, what kind of relationship does it have with the white-collar crime unit of the police force, which, by the way, is too understaffed and under-resourced to carry out its work effectively? Perhaps it is even close to extinction, which would be a tragedy. Why are these deficiencies allowed? Ask the decision makers. Each year the Integrity Commission has to examine about 200 personal declarations. It does not have enough inspectors to do so. It is not adequately equipped and resourced to keep up and take action where necessary. Now, the greatest protection needed by a people, whether a people in an organization or in a nation, is not protection against each other, you know. Instead, the greatest protection that a people need is protection against corrupt and incompetent decision makers. And while the misguided youth from St. Paul's gets his 40 years in jail, and I'm just saying St. Paul's for example, crooked decision makers, if they are caught, can get no more than 5 years. That is more than unfair. But the reality is even worse, because the likelihood of them getting caught and prosecuted and convicted is tiny to zero. That can't be right. That can't be justice. When was the last time a white-collar criminal was sent into 1840? You tell me. So there is your answer. So congrats to the police and all involved for bringing down violent crime and other crimes. But direct and increase your energies at white-collar crime And whoever is guilty, take them to the court. Thank you.
Yeah, Brother Dwyer, thanks for another lovely commentary for today, Wednesday, April 23. And that commentary is spot on, Brother Dwyer, but for some reason, I would like to see you go a little deeper when you're dealing with these politicians, these white collars, because we know that we have them there in Parliament creating all kind of laws and all kind of rules to deal with the poor man. And some of them inside, if you check deep enough, they are doing more crime, costing this country more than the little boy with, it, like you say, a piece of ganja or a spliff that is getting 10 and 20 years in prison. They're taking millions and have this country in a mess. So the time will come for us to have that deep dive in that conversation. But my good people, last week we was on a topic, a very serious topic. And I stand by my statement in regards to that topic. Many people have reached out to me and asking me if I feel the way I feel, why I still support the Prime Minister. It's very simple, my good people. I was taught some time ago that you don't throw out the baby with the bath water. If the water is dirty, you throw out the water, but you have to maintain the baby. I still have confidence in Prime Minister Joe, and that is my opinion. That is my view. I'm looking at it from my lens. You guys will have to make your own decision in due course. It's not election season as it. Campaign season is around the corner, so you can keep a track of what's going on. But you have to give people a chance. Remember, the former PAM administration was there for some 15 years. We know what happened. We had a deputy prime minister that was fired on All Fools Day. We're still waiting to find out why that deputy prime minister was terminated. Then we had a 20-year spell under Dr. Douglas administration. And during that time, the former prime minister, Timothy Harris, spent 18 years with the Douglas administration. Whatever was going on in those 18 of the 20 years, I do not know, but he was there. There was a break between Douglas, Timothy, Dwyer, and Sam that created the PLP that eventually brought us team unity. So we have the experience of this politician. Now, when I come here on a Wednesday evening, I come here to present the facts as I see them, as I receive them, and as I have said time and time again, my good people, if you guys can prove me wrong, I'll be happy to apologize. But so far, I think I'm batting 100%, like my baby girl will tell me. Daddy, I got 105%. So she gives me 105% for my performance. My good people, as I said last week, there has been several people on social media that has been going after the Prime Minister and by extension, the Labour administration for their performance over the past 2+ going on 3 years. And as I've said before, and I'm going to repeat it, some of those criticisms are basically warranted and they are self-inflicted, because somewhere along the line, I am of the view that the mandate that was given to the Labour Party, the new Labour administration, somewhere along the line, that mandate seems to take a shift. I do not know why or how, but my eyes is wide open. I know a lot of you Labour supporters, your eyes are wide open shut because you have your own internal problems. You are fighting for leadership still, and that's been gone. Now it's time to fight for a country, not for individuals and not for party. So you all have your own internal issues that you all need to get to deal with and prepare for a re-election campaign. I've made that clear. Who don't like it, tough. But that is my view. Now to the Prime Minister. I just got back into the country on Saturday, so I have not had the opportunity to reach out to you or speak to you. And to be honest with you, you know how to reach me, so I don't need to reach out to you. I'm here in my parliament, and I'm doing fine here. If you need to reach me, you know how to reach me. So let me speak to you where I can. because the 5-minute thing and the 10-minute thing with you and I not going to work. I have too much to say, so this is the place for me to say. So, Mr. PM, you know how to find me if you need me. But the message I sent last week, I want to reiterate that message. We cannot be taking time out responding to all of these naysayers on social media. Now, this demand letter that was sent to Sister Annette Franks, and God knows, I know the name, I don't know the lady. Hopefully one day I'll get to speak to the lady and understand what's going on there, because I don't hate a citizen in this world. When it comes to St. Kitts Nevis, all of us are one, and all of us deserve a chance to have freedom of speech, freedom of information, as they put in the act. Integrity in public life, that's what they put in the act. So if you are not going to practice what you preach, people have a right to question on you, right? But my concern with what the Annette Frank business is this. There has been so many others that have said worse than Annette Franks, and I have not heard of any demand letter went to them. And there are some people out there defending this demand letter, make them pay. Some of them have not even read or have a clue what Annette Frank said, because some of them who was cussing on social media and online here last week about letter pay, they called me and asked me, what did she say, if I know what she said. So they're defending things that they're not even aware of. I'm not saying the young lady is right to do things the way that she did it, but I cannot tell people what to do and how to do. I will advise the Prime Minister to steady course and focus on the job that he was elected to do. Because look at this. Brother Ian Patches Larbert had his say. The former Prime Minister Timothy Harris had his say. Last Thursday, my partner Patches had a gentleman on his podcast by the name of Kenneth. What is his name? Rich Rock. Had a lot to say. Calling for your head. Calling for a change of government. Now, that I am not here for. The people of this federation, whether home, regionally or internationally, when that time comes, will determine whether or not they want a change of government. I don't see any foreigner or any foreign entity that does not have a hand in our electoral system to change government. So I'm not even studying or paying attention to that situation. But what I'm paying attention to is the fact that the Prime Minister had the time to go on his social media page. And if he don't have the time and somebody operating it, he needs to stop them. Because here is it. There's a post on his page about some mercenaries out there trying to destroy the country and whatever. Mr. PM, there was no need for all of that. I would say, let the people talk and do your work. Let your work speak for itself. But the following saga to that is an article that came out from the same gentleman, now outrightly naming the Prime Minister, saying the Prime Minister called him a mercenary. Now, my question to the Prime Minister, because in the little blog that the Prime Minister put out on his page, I could feel like he's talking about me too, because I'm talking me things them weekly. I don't remember or recall nowhere that the Prime Minister called a name. He spoke about people who not in the country name. He spoke about mercenaries, which I know there's a lot of them out there. We have our own local mercenaries online trying to destroy the DJ as well. But I did not see nowhere in that statement that the Prime Minister mentioned this gentleman's name. So with the gentleman now putting out this big article accusing the Prime Minister of calling him a mercenary, does that mean the Prime Minister will be sending a demand letter to Mr. Kenneth demanding a couple million, because he should have more money than Annette Franks, you know? So if we're going to be spending the rest 2.5 years going after bloggers or people who put in stuff on social media, sending demand letters, you ain't gonna have no time to do what you need to do for the country, Mr. Prime Minister. So I'm going to give you an offer. An offer that you should not refuse, but you can refuse it. I will self-appoint. I will self-appoint being the ambassador for these strange postings that are coming online against you and the government, because I'm not here to take sides. If somebody posts something that I think warranted to be posted, I will second it. If someone posts something that I think does not fit the criteria, I will attack. I will be that self-appointed attack dog for you. Because it is my country first, Mr. Prime Minister. And I'm going to come here on a Wednesday night and speak the things the way that I see them. But I will not stand by and watch anybody tarnish, break down, or destroy our beloved federation. It's not going to happen under my watch. But we have to be realistic that the partner Big Lie sing a song, their things not going well. For some people, things are going very well. Because a lot of them getting their little trips here and there, the little sweet hand here and there, and they're out there. Things good with them now. A couple of months ago, they were crying out. But they're getting the things there. So, Mr. Prime Minister, you need to have a re-engagement. We have to go back to the drawing board. You had a manifesto with some 7 pillars, and it sounded well during the campaign. It sounded well during the campaign. But there are some things that really affecting the country. And if we don't handle these things now, it's going to be a sad day for us in the not too distant future. As you guys have always heard me say, there are many things that I might allude to vaguely. I allude to them vaguely because I am hoping that the people that we elect will take warning, deal with these issues and don't let them surface. Deal with them before they surface. Because if you all can follow back in November, October, November of last year, December, we was talking some things about the CBI and the MSR and the situation, and I made some input to try and stop this propaganda and this thing that is taking place now. And I think the matter was handled wrong. I do not know who advised the Prime Minister, if the Prime Minister decided that he could handle it on his own. But I can say, as a citizen of this country, that based on the information that I got, based on what I know, based on what I saw with my eyes, the matter was handled wrong. And even till today, the matter has been handled wrong. And this matter is not going to just go away. We're not just going to wake up one morning and hear MSR gone, or the court matter is over, or the US decide to change their mind from sanctions. No matter how you all feel like they're going to crack the finger and all of that going to go away, it's not going away, Mr. Prime Minister. The matter needs to be addressed. I'm going to jump around a bit because we only have, about an hour and 47 minutes left. And there's so much to speak about. I will not get into everything this evening. But while we're speaking about the CBI and the border control and stuff, I don't know if you guys can recall back in 2020 when I entered the Federation when the border opened first, and I tried to give the people my experience. We had some fake supporters of Timothy that was attacking me to benefit for whatever benefit, because they were getting a little money here and there. I understand. But as soon as the Labour government come into play, they're going Labour again. So I know who they are. You all may not know who they are, but I know who they are because I was the one getting attacked. But this past weekend, I had an experience at the RLB when I came back into the Federation. I have not had that experience in, I would say, more than 25, maybe 30 years or more. But I had it. And I'm going to play a clip now. The reason I'm going to play this clip, because when I explain my experience, then you, the online viewers, may understand better where I'm coming from. So let's take a listen to this clip, because this is what is out there. If it's not so, then it's up to the Minister of Tourism and the Prime Minister to tell me that this is fake. But this is what out there in social media and around the globe.
Number 8. St. Kitts and Nevis. There's a place where the sound of traffic is replaced by rustling palm trees, where the skyline is made of volcanic peaks, not concrete towers, and where U.S. citizens can show up, stay for months, and never once apply for a visa. That place, St. Kitts and Nevis, you'd be shocked how few people even know where this twin island nation is on the map. But behind its tiny size lies one of the Caribbean's most underrated visa-free escapes. Americans can stay for up to 6 months. No questions asked, no paperwork, no consulate visits. Just a valid U.S. passport and you're in. But here's what really makes it a hidden gem: the pace of life. It's not just slower, it's intentional. Locals call it limon, the art of doing nothing, beautifully. And when you're watching the sun sink behind a mountain that touches the sea, you'll understand why. And don't mistake small for simple. This country has one of the strongest passports in the Caribbean and a long history of tourism. Yet it's managed to avoid the massive crowds that flood other islands. How? Because it's not just a vacation. It's an escape from the noise. There are places here where time feels like it stops. Places where the stars are actually visible. Where strangers still wave from porches and nobody's in a rush. You might think you'd get bored, but what if boredom is exactly what your soul has been begging for? And the best part? U.S. travelers don't just visit. They return year after year. Still think paradise needs to be complicated?
Okay, my good people. If this clip is what the tourism department of St. Kitts and Nevis is pushing out there to bring visitors to our shore, I am at a loss. And why I am at a loss, I'm going to give you my experience. My sister passed away on my birthday, February 15th of this year. I was basically just having a relaxed day, hope to just have a cool day. Got the news of my sister passing. So her funeral is 3rd of April in the UK, Birmingham to be exact. So I departed the Federation on the 29th of March for New York. I left New York on the 1st of April, head across to the UK, arrived there on the 2nd, funeral on the 3rd, returned from the UK to New York on the 10th, back to St. Kitts on the 19th of April. Now, a couple days before my departure from New York, for those of you who travel, you would know that you have to fill your form in online now. The KN travel form, where you put in your information. So naturally, I went there and I put in my travel information. Now, my good people, I am a holder of a US passport and a St. Kitts Nevis passport, the CARICOM passport. Whenever I travel international, I use my US passport for, everyone should know what the reason for that. Traveling internationally, your best bet is to use your international passport. That's what I use. So even coming back into St. Kitts, do I have a St. Kitts passport? I use my international passport. That when I'm leaving, going back out, I don't have a problem with the young man up there, right? Now, I fill the appropriate questionnaire, the online immigration form and custom forms. Everything filled. Received my successful process and everything. Now, the DJ got in here on Saturday, got off of American Airlines, and was processed through immigration. In my view, the responsibility of immigration is to make sure that I have the necessary document to enter the country and to determine whether or not I have the right to stay in the country, how long or not. That is my view. Now, the immigration office that processed me look at my US passport, and it's very clear that there are other resident stamp, citizen stamp in my passport, so they can go from past experience. But the officer chose to ask me my status in the Federation. And I explained, I'm a citizen of the Federation, and I have my other passport if they need to see it. They said, no, I'm good. So I gone downstairs to customs, wait for my luggage, and I was behind. Don't want to be prejudiced, my good people. You all know we have a lot of white people coming in the country these days. So there was two white folks ahead of me, a couple of them, but two was in front of me, right in front of me. And they had their cases and whatever. And there was wave through. They have more luggage than me, but there was wave through. My time come to go to check, and the young lady told me to go ahead. But when I was about to go to the window, then one of those red cap came with a wheelchair passenger. So they took that wheelchair passenger, and the individual that is there, the customer officer have her tablet. And she's asking me if that's all I have, which was one check case, my carry-on with my broadcasting equipment, and a little bag in my hand. I said yes. She said, did you have anything to declare? I said, no. She said, well, what you have? I said, well, there's some clothes, there's some snacks, and my personal effects, you know. What is personal effects? I said, just explain to you. Some snacks, my personal effects, my clothes, if you want to check, whatever. She said, how long are you going to be in the country? I said, how long I'm going to be in the country? I'm a citizen of this country. She said, no, you don't live here. So you have to tell us when you're leaving. Now, right now, the DJ start getting a bit frustrated, you know, because as you heard me said, traveling from the UK to New York, now to St. Kitts, tired, no sleep. All I want to do is to get down to Elfrida's to get a lovely lunch and head down to St. Paul's. And this young lady decided to take me out. So I said, well, I do not know when I'm leaving the country. I could leave tomorrow, I could leave next week, I could leave anytime. But I put my information in the form. The form asked me how long ago I left the country, and I put 21 days. I left 21 days ago. She said, no, that's not for you. That is for people who live here. I said, young lady, my passport is in my bag. Do you want to see my St. Kitts passport? She said, no, I don't need to see that. You have to give me a date when you leave in the country. My good people, I was too tired to really go any further with that conversation. From what I could remember, I think I said to the lady, well, you tell me when I have to leave, because I cannot give you a date when I'm leaving. I am here working on a project. I do not know when I'll finish the project or when I have to run out. So you tell me when I'm supposed to leave. Well, where you staying? So I'm staying in St. Paul's. We're in St. Paul's, Davis Road, my private home. Go ahead. There was such of imbalance in the conversation, because I actually thought when I get to customs, what customs should be doing is either check my luggage, make sure I don't have any illegal stuff, if I have my allotted amount of stuff to bring through, and if I don't, charge me what they have to charge me. That is what I expect to get in customs, not being harassed about how long I'm going to stay in the country. I thought I went through that at immigration. And once I pass immigration, that should be the end of that conversation. So if I am wrong, my people, I do not know how many of you may have traveled in and out and have this experience, but based on the clip I just played, if a US citizen could stay in the country for 6 months without question, then why was I being harassed by this customs officer about how many days I'm in the country, how long I'm going to stay? So I do not know who is confusing who. And the honest truth is I don't have time to call these ministers of government to set up an appointment that I'm not going to get. And when I get it, it's only 5 minutes and you cannot finish the conversation. Because they will tell you they're busy, you know. But I can say to you, the general public, from experience, these ministers are not busy. You are not their priority right now. They don't need you to vote right now. Come election season, they would never be too busy for you. They're going to come in front of your door. They're going to call you. They're going to send message, what you need, what help you need. I had a conversation with a young lady in New York, you know. And it's not the first time. I have conversation with several people. And it amazed me that when you ask for help for the needy, they tell you every reason in the world why they cannot help that person that really need it. But people who could afford it, people that I think don't need it, they can do it themselves. They have been offered land, loans, monies to start up business, while we, the people who was on the ground fighting to put government in there, they got all kind of excuse why they cannot help you with nothing, you know. Foreigners are getting treated better in this country than locals, you know. And I'm talking facts because I am speaking to the people, I am listening. I am getting the complaints. And like someone said to me today, they have something to say to me because in as much as I may be good at what I'm doing, I'm not going to hear everything, I'm not going to say everything, so they want to make sure that I am aware of something. And I told them, you know something? I said it would be very nice if our ministers of government understand that. They don't know everything, they will not know everything. So you have to listen to the people on the ground. There are some people out there don't have a clue about making a kite, but they will give you the impression that they're a master builder. Nobody could build better than them. And yet they're doing it wrong. And when the kite can't fly, they blame the partner where they went and buy this stuff from, why the kite can't fly. They don't realize that they put it together wrong. I look at my little baby girl putting a little clubhouse together there while I was in New York. I was at a loss. Baby girl put it together 1, 2, 3. I was at a loss trying to put those bricks together. We know that we have a government that are all expert. They are all smart. No question about it. They're educated people. But it takes more than education to run a country, you know. You have to have the ability to execute whatever you have planned. If you cannot execute that plan, you better if you don't have a plan, you know. It's better if you don't have a plan. And that's going to take me back to another conversation. Because I know some of you are going to be upset with me again. Because you're going to say, Marisha cussing the government. But no, Marisha not cussing the government. Marisha is reminding us of what the campaign was in 21 and 22. Because we had some individual talking about give them the chance. Where people get water turned off at night, that ain't going to be no more. They're going to solve the water problem. The DJ is here in St. Kitts. And the DJ can't even get a little girlfriend to come out, hang out with at night because guess what? Come 7 o'clock, the water turn off. Monday night gone. A bunch of them over there and they play feelings and pause. Horsing around. But while they're over there horsing around, water turn off. DJ can't take a shower after 7. But I'm going to remind all you that the minister, my good friend Congress Maynard, my very good friend Congress Maynard, in 22 he campaigned that if given the opportunity, the water problem will be solved, you know.
He had to run in the shower before the water lock off.
Why in 2022, in St. Kitts and Nevis, water still locking off? That shows a lack of vision, a lack of leadership when it comes to the public infrastructure in this country. And as the engineer in this team, I will see an end to that. That you can have dependable energy and water and utilities to your homes. So that you don't have to be running home to catch a bath. Or waking up a particular time in the morning to catch a fresh. We are past that. And we give our commitment to you to provide those services.
So that's my boy Congress in 22. He gave me his commitment that once I help them get into office in 2022, I don't have to run home anymore at 7 o'clock to take a shower. Where we are in 25? We are 4 months in 25 and I still have to run home. And sometimes if I run home, there's no water. Now I got some guys that they would like to hang out with, because when I'm in America, I talk to them on the phone, I can't see them. I am in St. Kitts now. I would like to stop with my boy Tony Berry and have a drink and cool out, but I got to rush home. I would like to stop with my boy Ronnie Rascal, have a drink. My boy GQ, my boy EK, Curtis, and the boys in the city. I would like to stop by them. I would like to swing by Sam and Dwyer. My boy, their brother, Warner, Eustace Warner, Warner's one stop. I would like to stop and check with them. My boy Julian, Austin Williams, the dancing commissioner. When I see them in the afternoon, I have to wave at them and keep rolling, because I have to head up to get water in my skin. Even if I go care inside, I can't even stop by Big Lights for too long, because I go there and shoot a game of pool. By the time I drink 2 beer, I got to hustle St. Paul's to get me shower. So I am talking about what the mandate was, is what the promise, is what I am looking for, is what the people are looking for. And as I have said to the Prime Minister time and time again, ain't nothing wrong with you campaigning on a particular mission and you're not successful, but come back to the people and tell the people the reason why. Because we know that while you guys on the outside campaigning, you all think a lot of money sitting in there from the CBI. So you all could go in there and fix things 1, 2, 3. But maybe you all get in there and the money is not there. But come and tell the people. But the hiding and the misleading information is what causing problem, So when people calling the Prime Minister corrupt, I don't think so much that is because people mean that the Prime Minister is corrupt. But they're speaking about the continuation of the situation that we are dealing with from the former administration. Because you all say you are going to fix it. And it's not fixed. And in some instances worse. Remember, I told you all, whatever you all do, please do not go in there and do like the former administration or worse. I want better. Not same, not worse. I want better. Because when that time comes where the DJ have to speak, the DJ going to speak truth to power, The DJ going to be pulling the punches and rolling here and rolling there, and I'm coming straight. So, as we deal with the issues that we are dealing with, I mean, it's unfortunate that we are where we are. Because, let's call a spade a spade. The problem started with the CBI prior to this administration, prior to the former administration, and maybe prior to the Douglas administration. But the bottom line is, as the years progress, it gets worse. I have yet to see a government that comes into office and correct the mistakes. We campaign on the problem of the prison project. I was a part of that campaign against that prison project. I went up to that prison and I posted the status of what taking place on that prison project. As a matter of fact, there's a partner of mine I thought would have been like a brother for life, friend for life, that I spoke about the facts of what I saw, and it took me make enemy. And what were the facts? Under the Team Unity administration, he ran in the number 6 area against Douglas. He was not successful, but Team Unity was successful. He was given an ambassadorial role. He had a construction company. During COVID, when everybody locked down, he was allowed to work. He was out there making money. He had a part of the prison up there. He was doing a section up there. And government change. And he gets some licks. And I tell him straight to his face, hey partner, when you was there, had you done the right thing, you would have been in good shape now, but you did not do the right thing when you had the opportunity. So now you're complaining to the wrong person. You know? I have a problem with the way they're treating you. But you also is to be blamed for where we are. Just the same, I will say to Prime Minister Joe. When Prime Minister Joe was going into Parliament, when he took office, and continued to campaign as we did prior to the election, that the prison project was a bad idea. And still is a bad idea, in my view. The Prime Minister never told us that he signed off on most of those, what you call them, files, passport, citizenship, whatever you all want to call them. The impression that I was getting is the problem still the Team Unity administration that created that problem, and that is it. Not knowing that this government that I was a part of campaigning for went into office and continued that mess. And the problem that we are having now, all I'm asking for, is come clean. Talk to me. Talk to the people. This problem is not going to just go away. We have to fix it as a country. And since the couple of you in Parliament cannot handle the matter, speak to the citizens, let's fix it together. It's our country first, not man. So whoever you all are defending or protecting, while the country is going to waste, I have a problem with that. Serious problem with that. And I come here tonight, not to make no noise with nobody, but to give my honest opinion. Who don't like it, Mr. Harley said, I must tell you, you're tough. But that prison project up there, a stop need to put to it until we get some clarity on where we are with that matter. That's what we campaigned on in 22, and that is what needs to be done. A stop need to be placed on that prison project. How many locals is working on that prison project? Mr. Minister of National Security, Honorable Prime Minister Joe, your partner here, DJ Marisha, is asking you. How many locals are working on that prison project? We need to see the contract. We need to understand what's going on with that prison project, why it still continue. We went after the farmer administration. I threw the kitchen sink at Timothy and his team. Now, the problem I really have, the problem I really have is this. When the Team Unity was intact and they locked down the country and the election in 2020 during COVID, when I reached out to Premier Brantley, I was ignored. When I reached out to Sean Richards, I was ignored. They say Timothy was the best prime minister ever. Team Unity is the best thing since sliced bread. And I decided amongst myself, in my crazy head, that I cannot honestly sit back and watch this team unity administration destroy this country for 5 years. 2025 was too far away. I could not see that. And the part that really got to me is that Independence weekend, when I'm in New York and heard of our 3 citizens that got arrested over there on Keon and Church Street for carrying a placard. And I understand later the placard was not even in their hand. It was on the ground leaning up next to them. But 3 of them was arrested for carrying a placard because they're trying to tell the farm administration, we don't like what you're doing us. Now, prior to that, if you follow the social media, the pictures are there. The former Prime Minister, Timothy Harris, my partner, was up and down Bastille. There was harassing the Speaker of the House, Mr. Curtis Martin, even with his child, picking up his child from school and stuff, all through the square, all across Kearn Street, they're harassing the young man. Nobody locked them up. I understand they even went as far as to St. Vincent to protest. Nobody locked them up. But they lock up 3 innocent citizens for standing up on a sidewalk to voice their concern for the country. But it didn't stop there. Right across the street, there's a churchyard. They tear gas the people from over there. There was no war in St. Kitts. Tear gas is being used when you're in wartime, not to put on your innocent citizens. That's what the farmer administration did to us. This is what started my mission to demonstrate in Manhattan at the St. Kitts Nevis mission. And again, I thought my boy Patches was good. So I reached out to talk to him in a forceful way as ambassador to the United Nations. The Patches no patient on me. Later on, I was told by Patches that that was something local. The ambassador didn't have nothing to do with that. So that's why he never made the effort. But while down at the St. Kitts Nevis mission, a few people was down there with me. Some Labour supporters. And a couple of them made it clear to me that they're not there to support me. They don't have no love for me. They're there for the Labour Party. And when the Labour Party get in power and they're screwing up, now come call them to help me do nothing because they're not coming. I understand that. I am not here to bring down a Labour Party. I am talking for change, to bring them back in line. When I went after Timothy, I went to bring down a government. I went to remove Timothy. That is the big difference, my good people. When in 2020, 21, 22, when I came here nightly, not once a week, nightly, I came here to bring down a government, the Team Unity Administration. Because when I spoke to Sean and Brantley, they didn't want to hear me. So therefore, I decided, okay, you don't want to hear me, all you got to go. Because only one person I went after, my friend Timothy Harris. And today, it's funny. My partner Timothy Harris, who ain't had time to speak to me, for 4 years. I guarantee if I pick up the phone call Timothy now, he answer, He got time to answer me now. He not busy. I hope Dr. Joe put himself in that position. Because no matter how much of a prime minister you are, if you can find time to go on social media to type, you can find time to pick up the phone for 2 minutes. Marisha, how you doing? How is your day? What the people in St. Paul saying? Did the matter that you spoke to me about got resolved? Did the daycare get the matter resolved? Did the gentleman get his business license resolved? Did the gentleman with the matter down at Social Security, did he get that resolved? Did the gentleman at Development Bank, did he get the matter resolved? It don't take long. But you don't care about people. So I'm just reminding you, it's the same people are you going to come back to in a couple of months. I'm not here to bring down government. I'm here to talk the things in. A little reminder. So, back to 2020, I have said this a couple of times. And if you all don't believe me, it's on my page, or you could go and ask Dwyer. After Timothy was unreachable, And Mark Brantley didn't want to hear from the DJ because he had the best prime minister at the time, he said. And Sean didn't want to hear me because I'm a Labour man. I went out there in my campaign. And Dwyer came here one night, he and Sam. And Dwyer said to me, well, Jeffrey, election was in 2020. We're in 21. And you want to have election in 22. You're campaigning for election in 22. How that going to happen when election during 25? I said, Dwyer, let me ask you a question. You got some big stone on Old Road Bay. You think the DJ could go around there, put one in his vehicle and bring it to St. Paul's? He said no. I said, but if the DJ go around there with a 2-pound hammer, a cold chisel, and a bucket nightly and chip away, can he move it to St. Paul's? Dwyer said yes. Well, we all know the end result. We had Timothy Fire 6 not too long after that. Because no matter how they tried to hold the matter together, they had internal issues, so they eventually explode. We have a new Labour administration today. They went through a very hectic, a very rough leadership exploration. I know they have the internal problem, whether they want to admit it or not. I know. People come to me. People tell me what's going on. Just like people was telling me what's going on in the team unity. So I was able to push the buttons to blow it up. People telling me what's going on here, Mr. Prime Minister. But the DJ have your back. I understand what you're dealing with. So I can support you. Even though people want to know, how could I still support you? And situation are what it is. I am not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, Mr. Prime Minister. This is why I'm still here. I know that you're a good man. I know that you mean well, but the time is right for you to shake off the shackles, throw off the old coat, put on the new. The country must be first, not the Labour Party. The country must be first, not the PLP Party. The country must be first, not the PAM Party. The country must be first, not the CCM Party. The country must be first, not NRP. And I am saying to the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, home, regionally and internationally, pay attention to what's going on. Because what DJ Marisha is saying, if it's going to continue to be party politics, then independent candidates must rise. Because we cannot continue like this. I'm going to repeat myself for those of you who might not understand the lingo. If we don't get away from this party politics and represent the country well and a whole, independent citizens must rise up and raise their hand. We got less than 2 years to get ourselves ready for a re-election campaign. Mr. Prime Minister, you got me. Don't lose me. My situation here is this. For those out there that feel like this DJ must not say anything, why you all don't come home and live the life that the people here live in? Are you out there in a foreign land? Some of you on food stamp. Some of you getting more knocked out than anybody else out there. But are you out there because are you free to come home to your homeland? When all you want to stay out there talking about who is criminal, and some of you are criminals, convicted criminals, but you are come on this thread and talk about criminals. My good people, as Dwyer said, the man with the little ganja are who gonna thief a little thing to feed the kids them is no more criminal than a lot of them in the suit in Parliament. You understand? A lot of them who doing the wrong. And I got to drink some water, you know. So I'm going to remind you all that I am aware of my situation. I know I may be the sacrificed lamb for this country, but I am prepared for it.
When does someone really become a good citizen? I'd like to know for sure. Why when the ordinary man disagrees with the establishment, they call it treason? Why should they persecute a brother for seeking black power? Don't they know a blind man could see that this is blatant hypocrisy? The real traitors and them are all high in society. Yet the government protecting all of them and penalizing you and me. And in a million different ways they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. They sell in black market, making excess profit, paying a starvation salary. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. They say you have the right to criticize, but then you are victimized, and without any reason. Many a time you find yourself politically paralyzed by that same good citizen. Yet these fakes and phonies enjoy a long life of luxury while they spread corruption throughout the country. When they should be arrested, they're protected and respected in this society. And in a million different ways, they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. With a false declaration, tax evasion, defrauding customs duty. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery. Lust and greed and fraud and strife, they specialize. Double deals, they idolize. If you're brave enough to open your mouth and criticize, one time you are ostracized and or victimized. Still they go unpunished and unaccused of any crime, while on the backs of the ordinary man these vultures climb. They use the riches and the power, make a mockery of the law, and have the law protect them, save time. In a million different ways they violate the law. It's the same good no good bastards who oppress the poor. They controlling bootlegging, dope peddling, prostitution and piracy. These good citizens are the architects of economic slavery.
Yes, my good people, that's the mightiest power there, and that one is the good citizen. And you know what? Currently, there is, I understand, some political campaign going on over there in our neighboring islands. My boy there, brother Ralph Gonzalez, last week was giving a little peppering to his opposition. And I decided this evening to play that clip. So please, let's take a quick listen to Brother Gonzalez speaking to his people about CBI. So that it's not just we in St. Kitts, Nevis, are dealing with the CBI matter. So listen to the current Prime Minister speak to his people during his electoral election campaign.
No. I have warned this country about the dangers of selling our passports and selling our citizenship. I don't want to go through all the arguments now because you know them, you're listening to me. I said I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship in principle. I'm opposed on the grounds of practicality. I'm opposed on the grounds that it is not sustainable and that it is reckless to run your country's finances on selling passport and citizenship. No. You see the Americans under President Trump saying that has to come to an end. Yeah, Canada is the same thing. Britain, they start to say they're taking away, you have to apply for visa now from certain of those countries. And the Europeans now have put it inside of their parliament. Parliamentary committee in the European Union, Parliament has already addressed that question. It's going through the parliamentary process. It's just a matter of time. I saw it coming. It took a little longer because they give them some time to clean up. But I know that the money is so sweet for everybody. They weren't going to do any cleanup. Because if you really, really clean up, there's not a lot of money. The same people, the same passports, the companies which involved in selling passports and citizenship in some of the other territories, and there are some new ones too, who have been supporting, financing the NDP and the election campaign since 1998, but more particularly since 2001. They are hyperactive now. They're working, the traditional ones out of Europe are working now with some from China. They even, in one case, there's an entity out of India which is connected with some cricket thing. They're all now putting money to the NDP coffers. And they're working in tandem. Those Chinese companies which want St. Vincent to move from Taiwan to China, to mainland China, diplomatic relations. Right now, they're operating in the embassy of a country not too far from us, in this Caribbean. It is from there that the center of the NDP election campaign is being financed and run. They're organizing the printing of T-shirts in various constituencies. They're paying men, they're paying people who commenting on radio. They're paying the radio station them too, like clockwork, every month. The man who they're paying to talk, the money inside of their bank account. The company, the radio station who broadcasted it, their money. in their account like clockwork at the end of every month. Online publications, I know those who get in pay. I know. One of them will say, Prime Minister makes the allegation again. But I didn't give any facts. I didn't give any detail. All of them know that I have the details. I'm telling the country what is happening. These people are so desperate now. In order to have the relation break from Taiwan to China and to sell the passports and the citizenship. And I'll come to tell you why they're so desperate. If a man have a drone, they want to know how they could get to pay him to do all kind of things. You hear what I'm telling you? Checking out in number. Employing him. In fact, these fellas are a danger to the democracy in this country. There are so many corrupt practices involved in what I'm talking about. And they want to subvert our democracy. They want to buy it. Listen to me. I'm 78 years of age, you know. I have lived far more years than I have remaining left to live. And I don't have any fear about anything. Nothing at all. Nothing. But I love this country, I love this Caribbean. I've dedicated my life. I'm an activist for nearly 57 years now. What you see with me is what you get. You know that. But I'm warning the country. Beware of all of these people. No. The companies who want to sell our passports, who lining up and sell our citizenship. And some local lawyers and accountants and wannabe agents. Ooh. They are among some of the most vicious critics of Ralph. You know why? I stand between them and a pot of gold. This government has made our passport desired. We have made it a very desirable passport. They want to get their hands on it. You may say, well, if this thing is coming to an end, why is it they're still supporting the fellas? Well, I tell you, it's conjoined with the passport and the switching from Taiwan to China. But I tell you this, they figure out that they would have asked the NDP, why should we throw good money behind the bad one we spend on you all the time and you can't win government? But you know what is driving them? Two forces, in addition to the changing from Taiwan to China. First, they think that they might have about 2-3 years remaining on this thing. And if you elect them later this year, if you elect the NDP later this year, these companies will figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years. They're mistaken, but they figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years. And what they will do They will sell as many as they can, as fast as they can. Which means more vagabonds will come in. More corrupt people will come in. More money launderers will come in. More people affecting our security will come in. Because they will not be able to do the checks properly, because they want to sell as many as they can, as fast as they can. And already, even those countries who's trying to do the checks, they have a problem with those checks. We're checking out. What about those who hope to get in positions in government? I ain't talking necessarily politicians here, but you can decide that. I'm talking about some bureaucrats, and I'm talking about some of the lawyers and some of the accountants and wannabe agents. They now will want to thief as much as they can, as fast as they can. So speed is of the essence for both of them. And what is their oxygen? Money on your backs. By taking your passport, selling it, and you wouldn't be able to get into Europe, you wouldn't be able to get into Britain, you wouldn't be able to get into America. You hear what I'm telling you? I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. You notice where they've gone with it now? They've gone AI. You see it? A woman holding an interview with me, a fake woman, and they put my head, a thing on a different body, and they're trying to get some words sounding like mine, but there's a twang there which they can't, the AI ain't yet good enough to take the canary, not central twang. But they go get better at it, you know. Day by day with Jesus. At the moment they're in the infancy. Because even when it can't get my canary twang, mix up with Park Hill, Southwell, Byra, Chester Cottage, Georgetown, my country boy thing, mix up with local dialect from all about in the region. They can't get it yet right. But they're still fooling some people. And some of the commentators whom they pay in say, no, it's not AI. That is Ralph. Imagine, if you pay them money, you say anything, you know. I'm telling you what is happening, you know. And they're doing the same with Camilo. And they're doing it with Carlos. Why they're doing it with Carlos? Because there is a close seat from the last election down there. Why they want do Carlos that? They go, I mean Camilo, they're going to come to Saboto too, you know. But they want to see, because Camilo is a high quality person, the son of Ralph, want to decapitate the whole thing. But I'll tell you, I know these people. And I want to tell you something. They will, if they see that money ain't working, AI ain't working, bamboozling people ain't working, they will turn to violence. I'll tell you a story. What they do, historically, the people of the past want to sell our passports and so on, they hire a company, pay the company to run the campaign. That SCL, you had Cambridge Analytica, well, they gone away for all flesh. But they have the operator still doing under different names. A man in SCL, Cambridge Analytica, their leaders and the passport man them They say that wherever they have gone anywhere in the world, they have beaten everybody, every political party and every political leader, once they conjoined, except one place. They haven't done it with Ralph and the Unity Labour Party in St. Vincent and Grenadines. Check it out. And there's a whistleblower from among them. Who organized to meet me. And I met the whistleblower. Among them now they're saying the money is important, but they also a vanity issue. They never beat Ralph. And this is the last train to San Fernando. You know what they used to do? By the office, they had a big poster of me. And anytime the man come to the office in the morning, they had some darts. They pick up the dart and throw the dart at the poster at my eye, my mouth, my nose. So when I tell you, I know about these fellas. I know who they are, what they're trying to do. And if AI doesn't succeed, propaganda doesn't succeed, money doesn't succeed, they will turn to violence. I'm advising you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, not to take any of those kind of chances. Well, you know me, I'll be prepared. Yeah? I know, but we have to be in concert with one another. We have to be together. We have to be in communion with one another. You have to give the NDP a licking this year, like the likes of which they've never had. Even 2001, they have to be punished for encouraging this nonsense. You know what their minders tell them? The minders tell them, don't talk about China. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about China, Taiwan. But they have already decided that if in the unlikely event they were to win election, the day after they are sworn in, they're kicking out Taiwan and bringing in China. And they're going to start to bring in their legislation to sell the passports and the citizenship. You hear me? You better listen to me, what I'm talking about. Because I don't want you to say, Ralph didn't know and he didn't tell us. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you early, and you'll hear me with it repeatedly. And they will seek to cause confusion in this country. You know, the metaphor you should look at. Arsonist burn down your house and blame the fire brigade. You hear me? St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a peaceful place. We have had excellent governance over the last 24 years. We have made immense strides. We have transformed for the better the economy and the lives and living of our people and production. Transformed it. Nobody can doubt that. And recognized all over the world. And our prestige is very high.
My good people, that's the commentary, the message from Brother Ralph Gonzalez, St. Vincent and the Grenadines at one of his press conference for his re-election campaign. And my good people, like I said, the message is clear. The entire region have the issue with this CBI matter. Everybody deal with it differently. I am saying, I have some questions. And I think I have a right to these questions. Because if you were to speak to all 4 of our prime ministers about the situation with China and Taiwan, they will tell you that Taiwan is a brother, a sister, a friend to St. Kitts and Nevis, that they've been in collaboration with Taiwan since our election in 1983. That's what they will tell you. But when you look at that UN Assembly, that first presentation there with our new Prime Minister, did you see someone sitting in that chamber from Taiwan? Or you saw the young lady from Galaxy? And now, like the saying goes, you could always get upset with the messenger, in this case, DJ Marisha. But you're upset because, the message I am bringing is factual. That is why you're upset, because, it's factual and it's wrong. So, my good people, as I said to you last week, Brother Philip Martinez is not the issue. He's not the problem for St. Kitts Nevis. St. Kitts Nevis might have 100 problems. Philip Martinez is not one of them. DJ Marisha is not one of them. These days, the definition of dumb is knowing the truth, seeing the evidence of truth, and still believing the lies. That's what some of our peoples are. Right here in land, we have some of them. I come here on a Wednesday evening to present the information, to have a conversation. But some of them attack the DJ. And when the DJ speak, they accuse the DJ of attacking. The DJ is presenting the facts. Again, the definition of dumb nowadays is knowing the truth, seeing the evidence of the truth, and still believing the lies. So my good people, whoever want to continue attacking the DJ is fine. I know one thing. I had a daughter that was born in the Virgin Islands at a very tender age, did not know how to deal with the matter. So I didn't handle it well. She's now a grown, very healthy, sensible, lovely daughter. But one thing I will tell you, as I got older and got a son, and more so now, having my little baby girl around to teach me and show me love, I am convinced and I believe that once you become a parent, your life isn't about you anymore. From there onwards, it's going to have to be about your kids and grandkids. Just the same. As a citizen, when you're going to put yourself up to be a politician, a candidate, to be a part of government, once you are elected to those offices, it's no longer about you and your sharp clothes and your lies. It's now about the country, the good of the country. And in St. Kitts Nevis, if you all don't realize it as yet, let me make it clear. In St. Kitts Nevis, any one of you decide to take on that role as a civil servant, to be a politician, to go into our parliament, expect to hear from DJ Marisha until such time that DJ Marisha cannot speak, or he is not in a position to carry something like this. I'm not running any place. I'm here. A man will never grow up if people around him continue to justify his messed up behavior. Hear me again. A man will never grow up if people that surround him or her will be ready and prepared to justify the behavior. Just the same. If you all claim you all love Dr. Joe, Prime Minister Joe and the Labour administration, we must be able to call out where they need to improve. The people have spoken. They gave a mandate to run a country. Some people are saying no, wrong direction. That prison project, if nothing else, let's take care of that matter. We cannot continue like this, my good people. And, you know, somebody asked me while I was in the UK, Mr. Marisha, why you always laughing during your presentations? You know something, like I just said, if it was not so serious, it will be laughable. So what do I replace the bad word with? Is a laugh. Because if I really to come here and be the DJ that I am, people who know me growing up in the Virgin Islands and St. Kitts know that I'm capable of dropping a few bombs. For those of you who do not know Joseph Benny, Joe Benny, I am a replica of him. I speak it like it is. I don't pull punches. No matter what I tell you, I am prepared to defend you. You can't have a better friend than this DJ, but this DJ is not going to lie, steal, or hide nothing for you. So if you're going to commit a crime, go by yourself. If you carry me with you, you're going to end up in jail. I don't have time for that. They don't dislike me because of some of the things I'm saying, you know. They see what they're doing is wrong and they don't like to hear it. When they're doing it, they don't see that it's wrong. They feel like they're doing the right thing. But when you come and listen to a podcast like this, who's going to be honest, they realize that what they're doing is wrong. And that is what the problem is. So the problem is not the DJ. The problem is them, the people that you all elect. They have a conscience. Speak out. Let them know. But if you're going to sit around and tell them, yes, they're doing right, everything is good, they're doing okay, they're going to feel like they're doing the right thing. This is why I always tell people, I rather have an enemy around me, knowing that that enemy wants to see me dead, than to have these friends and family that are fake. There's a lot of fake people around the Prime Minister. There's a lot of fake people around the government. And this is why you find the mistakes have been made over and over again. They're self-inflicted. And I will continue to say that. I was told be nice, invite a lot of disrespect. I have experienced that. So DJ Marisha isn't nice anymore. I treat you the way you treat me. I deliver to you what you deliver to me. You know? I was told that friends don't turn enemies. Your enemies just stop pretending to be your friend. And I found out that the hard way from 2020. There are many people that I had around me. Some of them come to New York, sleep in my house, and turn around and did me some evil stuff. Eat and drink with me. That was never my friend. They're evil. They don't see the wrong in their action because they surround themselves with people who normalize it. So let them go ahead, stay away from the DJ. I will be hated, but that's all right. If you can't be manipulated, that's what they will do. As long as they cannot control you, you're a bad man. You can't think for yourself, but they're going to cuss you and tell you. You're not the only one with an opinion. And listen, I come here to do a podcast on a Wednesday evening, talking meetings. I give my opinion. You make your comments. I move on. You understand? And that's what it is. There's nothing personal. It's love every time. We hurt our own feelings by thinking that we mean more to people than we really do. Some of them don't care about you. They just use you. I have been used. I know when I've been used. I know when I have been used. But it's okay. The time will come for us to take care of all of that. But I am well aware of when I've been used. You know? You're mad at what I say because it's true. But that's okay. That is cool. Sometimes you find that your value isn't recognized until the absence is felt. People knock you about. Knock you about. Don't care about you. Just using you. But as soon as you stop, you're the problem. My good people, as I come into the close of this podcast, I have to big up my girl, sister Carmen Henry, wishing her a happy birthday tomorrow. I hope that you enjoy your time. And my good people, as I said before, I don't come here on a Wednesday evening for love. Nobody have to like me and love me. However, I have been stopped, I have been called throughout my travels between here and the UK, even today. People stopping me, shaking my hand, thanking me for being so thoughtful. There's a gentleman today, I had to look up in his face because he's so tall. And he said, Mr. Mauricio, you don't know me, but I watch your show every week. And I must say to you that when you started some years ago, I thought that you was just one-sided and cussing Timothy. But over the years, I've realized that you care about the country and want to see things right. And that is it. I am here about the people, the country. Everybody must live, eat. The Pope take flight this week. I think that's a Monday. No matter all that he had, all they're going to take is what on his back. No matter how much millions they take from the CBI, no matter how much they have in Dubai, when they leave, they're going to leave hopefully with a suit on the back. The casket only going to cost but so much if they find the body. My good people, it's just love every time. It's all about love and understanding. And you know, I would normally just drop my closing song and move on. But I have to drop this track by King Starshield. I have to drop this track this evening because as I reflect on what we are dealing with in our beloved Federation, I cannot leave you this evening without dropping this track.
What is the reason for you to fear the iniquities of wicked men nowadays? When you are aware that all that is in their minds is to upraise strife and confusion, but the same does fall on their children down to the third and fourth generation. Corruption, I say, it could work but it just can't pay. For most people who are living sky high today got rich in dishonest ways, and living with day from day to day, I can say that if they could hold the key to destruction and upturn this place to confusion, they would strive to do all they can do. So this message I bring to you, especially for them wicked people, and it's not lies, so listen to my cry. If a man spit up to the sky, it must fall straight back in the eye. Some men would even use their position to seduce young women of this nation. Say this when coming out of school, trying to get employment, and to be successful, they must be present for interviews at their residence at 8 p.m. instant, or somewhere they never went. I call it a bed and back situation, breeding corruption over the land. But they'll cease from their wicked plan when they understand that the one who holds the key to destruction, someday he'll turn their life to confusion. They continue to seduce my people, for when he see they're getting too far, he would take away the power before they die. So they know it's not lie, that when they spit up to the sky, it must fall straight back in their eye. Broadcasting and rumors going around, information about wolves in sheep clothing, keeping us down. Just like Jim Jones, the minister over in Guyana, using God's name to make a cover for the land he want to take over. He didn't mind to kill a multitude at one time, after making them sign him as beneficiary of their social security. But not he didn't live to spree his decree, for he do not hold the key to destruction to stop them from shooting him down, or he'd openly let it be me. But the one above has the plan to make all them decisions, and if I lie, oh, he wouldn't have to die when he spit up to the sky and it fall straight back in his eye. I do not intrude on no specific man, for when I sing my song, I just sing it from true inspiration. Whatever I do does surely affect me too, for whatever deed that I do, it becomes a vicious circle. Vanity never makes happiness for you, so you should never spoil your future days for vanity which does not pay. For happiness can only be when your mind is free, and you know who holds the key to destruction can make this a happy nation if we strive to do what we should do. That's why this message I bring to you would help us to struggle through, let it reach you high. So even if I die here, I spit a blessing up to the sky, let it fall straight back in your eye.
Yes, my good people, that's the sound of the Man King Star Shield. And my good people, I cannot leave here without giving you a quick update on my position here with Brother Lord Black, the man Cance Edwards. That's the Buffalo Soldier. Today, April 23rd, basically, it's 266 days since the brother Cance Edwards went missing on August 1st of 2024. 266 days since he went missing. 258 days since he was found in the Saddler's Mountain dead. 258 days since he was found dead. 246 days since his funeral. More than 32 weeks since letters was written to the Ministry of Health. Other individual was contacted. I am still waiting for the family to give me some updates and where we are in regards to the Ministry of Health. And I understand there's some regulations that are supposed to be working on. Until I see those things for myself, I don't believe anything. My good people, until I see these things for myself, I don't believe anything. The background on this case is very troubling. Very troubling. Because according to information given to me by Mr. Edwards' family, this man was living at his home in Middle Island. He was getting doctor visits regularly, whether weekly or monthly, I do not know, but he was getting regular doctor's visit. The doctor that visited this man home advised the family that he should be placed on round-the-clock care because of his dementia state. The family agreed and allowed this gentleman to go to a home in Sadlers. Well, that's the home that he went missing from. And my question to the police and to the powers that be, what's going on? Why it takes you all so long to come back with some information? It's very simple. These people paid this doctor, this home, upwards of $2,500 a month to secure their loved one, who should be in a warm bed, who was allowed to roam on his own, who went missing, never came back, found dead in a hill. Well, aren't that person supposed to be responsible to explain to the family as well? If you're responsible to collect money, you are accountable for the actions. inaction, whatever there is. But there's people in high position that seems to want to see this thing buried, you know. I repeat myself. There are people in high position that seems to want to see this matter buried. So for those of you who continue to bury this matter, which is not going to be buried, this song for you.
Power rules the world today. Power corrupts, they say. And absolute power corrupts you. Absolutely. It can change a man who has a heart of gold, make him cruel, wicked, self-centered and cold. Many men in this land, many organizations fought for freedom and justice throughout the land. When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about nobody. Prostituting the island to all and sundry, they peddling my people's right, exploiting, oppressing, less freedom, more suffering. I wonder how we survive. Think it over, my friend. Think it over again. Think it over, don't vex with me, shorty. Think it over, I'm singing as I see. Food we can't even buy, murder the price too high. Malnutrition killing the children while we the adults starving. Yet the price is rising without control. Young man begging bread by the side of the road. And the chamber of commerce in this land, I tell you, they don't give one damn. The more we try to economize, the more cost of living rise. When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about nobody. They prostituting the island, milking the land dry. They making my people starve, exploiting, oppressing, less freedom, more suffering. This thing just can't go on. Think it over, my friend. Think it over carefully again. Think it over, don't vex with me, shorty. Think it over, I'm singing as I see. Work we can't even find. Life seems a waste of time. Nothing to do but sit around the corner line. Though frustrated, some would rather starve than beg. Others turn to crime and steal what they can get. And the judges have no sympathy, they're hammering everyone that they catch. Even little children are jailed without regret. When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about you or me. Or what they do, lock me up when they catch me, smoking little tampy while the social rich are freed. Exploiting, oppressing, less freedom, more suffering. A poor man's life is really hard indeed. Think it over, my friend. Think it over, carefully again. Do it again, think it over, don't vex with me, shorty.
Yes, man, the King Shorty always on top of things, and I definitely have to drop you a 2 more Shorty before we get out of here. Because
at last, at long last, at last, out of chaos and strife we found a hope we've never known. A glimpse, just a glimmer, just a gleam, but a flicker of light like I have never seen. The voices of my people tells me that they're reaching maturity. Their spirit shows that determination for a new society. Though plagued by injustice, misfortune and strain, and constant oppression, I foresaw a change. Though we fail to get along, there's one thing we have in common. The oppression we bear will
or just as one.
Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery
and poor economic condition, we must struggle on.
The state of affair at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by we the people ourselves,
our future sake.
Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes.
Yes, my people.
Produce, that's the answer, produce. Develop our own, use our own, and own our own. Despite our political views, we must all understand that we are part of this island. And the same stick lick in the wild goat is the same stick lick in the tame. Everybody drifting in the same boat, we all sinking just the same. Some of them are claiming that they have this country at heart, but their actions are showing they're splitting the people apart. Man, we pulling and tugging, we so colorblind we can't see. There's no wonder we are used and abused constantly. Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery
and poor economic condition, we must struggle on.
The state of affair at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by we the people ourselves,
for our future sake.
Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes. Perhaps, just perhaps, I thought the pressure we feel that is revealed the world around would serve us as a lesson that ought to make us aware the needs to create lifestyle more sound. The principles of capitalism has left us an empty shell. The decadence of society is the results as well. Promote cooperation, knowledge and skill, and industrial programs that would be producing a strong and hard-working man will be glad to own a piece of this land and be rid of this cancer foreign domination. Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery
and poor economic condition, we must struggle on.
The state of affair at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by we the people ourselves,
for our future sake.
Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes.
Yes, my good people, open up your eyes. Rise for our beloved Federation. Don't be like some of them that want to start war, or when the fire start to burn, they play victim. My pledge is to take care of who I can. Support this country and its people. Do the right thing.
Hundreds of years of slavery and colonialist domination, we are now politically free in an independent nation. The dreams of our forefathers have finally come true, and the battle that they have fought are now benefiting me and you.
Please beware, my countrymen, of the trappings of false liberty. For true liberation does not only lie in constitutionality. We have gained nothing if all we do is pass from bondage to a settler task. We're foreign sharks with their fangs exposed, surround us with promises of a brighter world. Oh, much too long have we the yoke of slavery borne. Now that master days have gone, let's pledge to set right all the wrong. We pledge to be good citizens from now on, casting away victimization. Corruption will cease, nepotism decrease throughout the whole nation. Our country then will be not just a society, but a just society. Let this be our pledge. Gird up your lines, ever vigilant be, to curb injustice, graft and vacancy. The right of each one must be recognized, so that none will feel they ostracized. Equal opportunity for everyone, each giving the other a helping hand. We want no more exploitation from either foreign or the local man. We need our land for our children yet unborn. So Antigans and Barbudans, let's pledge to maintain our freedom. We pledge to be good citizens from now on, casting away victimization. Corruption will cease, nepotism decrease throughout the whole nation. Our country then will be not just a society, but a just society. Let this be our pledge. Look, I salute. I salute.
Yeah, sounds of the man, Brother Emmanuel here. Man King Short Shirt, our pledge to our beloved Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. I want to say good evening to my son there, Jeffroy Jr. over there in the LA area. How you doing, son? How is Sister Jazz? How was your guys' trip? I hope you guys had a good time on your cruise, your mini cruise there. I also want to touch my sister Esther there in Tortola, Makish and the kids, hope all is well. My brother Shorty there, the man called Maris, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. How are you and Sister Valicia doing there? The man Avon Brown, aka Sour, Patsy Brown, Maralf, and crew, hope all is well with you guys. My cousin there, brother Kent Bernier. How you doing? How is Sister Pam, my uncle Eustace, the Instant Croy? How you doing, my brother Hicks? Hope all is well with you. Want to touch the good folks there over in Trinidad and Tobago. The man Daniel Chanel, how you doing there in Trinidad? Sister Deborah, missionary Deborah Wallace there, brother Roger Wallace in the Tobago area. Gloria Beard, Victor Beard, Melissa and crew there in the Tobago area. I want to touch Sister Beverly Marisha there in the Bronx, New York. How is Sister Kia? Hope all is well. Sister Gwyneth Marisha, Cora Bennett, and Farrell Smith, hope all is well. Sister Anelta Robinson, good evening, hope all is well. I want to touch my boy, the man J. Dwyer, Stephen. Lovely commentary this evening, my brother. The man Sam Conda, Gene Conda. The dancing commissioner, brother Austin Williams. Hope all is well. Julian Pemberton, the man Loda Kelly. Too many names to call this evening, but I just want to say to you folks that, you know, life is what it is. We just have to do our part to keep our federation afloat. And the DJ gonna come and talk things whether you all like it or not. You know. Internet working, the DJ is coming.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Marishall's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishaw. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Marishaw, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishaw. Log on.
Yes, man. Every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. I also want to big up my engineer there, Brother Ike. Remember, without Brother Ike, this podcast would be dead in the waters. So I want to thank Brother Ike for his contribution over the years. I know I can't pay you enough to keep me rolling, but nevertheless, you're here. My technician there, my nephew, Brother Glenville Lawrence. Thanks for keeping the flames burning on this end. My good people, I'm going to drop a track here right about now. I want to say good evening to Sister Lynn and Sister Hazel. Hazel, I know you like to bounce to this one. I want you to do me a favor this evening. Just listen to the lyrics in this one. The late, great King Arrow. This one is called Arise. And this country needs this song now more than ever. So my good people, lyrically, the number one song.
nation, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. Rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. Indulging corruption or misusing public office, being accused of unemployment and crimes, or disrupting a citizen's peace. Oh, my country in this harmony, separated politically, hatred for a brother. Let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct our mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We'll move on together hand in hand. So rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours.
my good people, and that's the end of another successful podcast this evening. My good people, the country is yours, all yours. All I do on a Wednesday evening is come here and present you the facts as they present themselves. When that time is ripe, campaign season, election season, no difference. I'll present you with the facts as they present themselves, and you make a decision. I cannot tell you what to do or what not to do. It is your vote. It is your choice. All I'm asking is that you don't stay home. Come out and make your choice. And don't worry about the people out there that cussing and carrying on. They only have one vote. You have one vote as well.